Tobi stepped closer, his eyes filled with something she couldn't quite read. We go our separate ways. Isn't that what you agreed to? His words hung in the air between them, and though Ada's chest tightened, neither of them believed what he was saying anymore. Something had shifted between them, something neither wanted to admit. The next day, life seemed to continue as normal, though both of them knew better. Ada had gotten used to the perks of living with Tobi, the luxury cars, high-end shopping, and dinners at Lagos' most expensive restaurants. But none of those things filled the growing confusion in her heart. As she sat in the back of one of Tobi's sleek cars, her new dresses and shoes piled beside her, she realized something was missing. The material things were nice, but they weren't what she truly wanted. Later that evening, Tobi surprised her with another shopping trip to one of Lagos' most exclusive boutiques. "Pick whatever you want," he said nonchalantly, as though it was no big deal. Ada hesitated, glancing at the price tags. "I don't need all of this. It's too much." Tobi shrugged. "Just enjoy it. It's part of the deal." Ada tried on dress after dress, her reflection in the mirror feeling like someone else. Tobi watched her with a smile, though something deeper flickered in his eyes. He liked seeing her happy, even if he wouldn't admit it. As they left the store, bags filled with designer clothes, Ada glanced at him. "You're not as bad as you pretend to be," she said, smiling slightly. Tobi laughed. "Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to maintain." But as the days went on, their playful banter and stolen moments couldn't cover the growing tension between them. The kiss from the balcony lingered in their minds, and the lines between what was real and what was part of the contract began to blur. One evening, after a family dinner at Mama Adebola's house, the tension finally boiled over. Ada had noticed how Tobi's mother kept hinting that they were more than just a couple playing pretend. "She thinks this could be real," Ada said quietly as they drove home, glancing at him from the corner of her eye. Tobi's face darkened. "Well, she's wrong. This ends in a few months." Ada felt a sting in her chest. "Is that all this is to you? Just a contract?" Tobi's grip tightened on the steering wheel, the silence between them growing heavier by the second. When they reached the penthouse, Ada stormed out of the car before it had even fully stopped, her emotions spilling over. Inside, the argument exploded. "You think I'm just here for your money, don't you?" Ada shouted, her voice shaking with hurt. "That's all you see when you look at me." Tobi's voice was cold and sharp. "You knew what this was from the start. You agreed to it. No feelings, no strings." Ada's eyes filled with tears. "Maybe that was easy for you, but it's not that simple anymore." For a moment, Tobi stood there, his chest rising and falling as he fought to keep his emotions in check. Then, before he could stop himself, he pulled her into a kiss. It was different this time, not for show, not for the sake of appearances. This kiss was real, raw, filled with all the things they hadn't said. Ada's heart had raced as she kissed him back, her mind spinning. But just as quickly as it started, Tobi pulled away, his eyes clouded with confusion. "This wasn't supposed to happen," he muttered, stepping back, his voice low. Ada stared at him, her pulse still pounding. "What do you want, Tobi?" He didn't answer, but the way his eyes lingered on her said more than words ever could. The next morning, Tobi left the penthouse early, avoiding her. Ada couldn't stop thinking about the kiss, about the way his lips had felt against hers, and the way he had held her like he never wanted to let go. As the hours passed, she realized something. They were both confused, both caught in something far bigger than either of them had anticipated. But with the contract ending soon, what would happen next? Would she pack her bags and leave, pretending this was all just part of the deal? Or was there something more? Stay tuned for part 3 to find out if Tobi and Ada can keep their feelings in check or if their hearts will betray the contract. like, comment, and share if you're hooked on their story. And don't forget to subscribe for the final part of this thrilling romance.